The Combat Achievement Diary, a testament to a player's problem-solving, spatial reasoning, and overall skill in old-school RuneScape. My goal is to complete the diary in the lowest in-game time. This is the Helm any percent speedrun, starring GM to GMs. Hey guys, I'm almost 25,000 subscribers and my metrics show that over 10 quadrillion of you are not subscribed, so if you could do that, I'd love that. Thanks, thank you, and bye-bye. The God Wars Dungeon is where I'd like to start today, but in our current state, we can't finish all the tasks here. At the time of making this video, the Combat Achievement Diaries were in a tier system rather than a point system. Why is this important? Because of this perk nested in the hard tier: access to God Wars Dungeon instances. The build-up for this dates back to episode 1 for the Troller outfit, and extended all the way to the last episode for 50 kill count in the Tombs of Mascot. At the current moment, here are the only hard tasks remaining to grant us access to said instances, so let's go knock them out. First off, we have 5 Hespori kill count, this being our 5th one, and since we couldn't get lucky with the sub 36 second early on, it's time to start pressing the reset button. We'll be doing the 1 Dragon Dagger special attack into a Scythe, into 3 Crystal Halberd special attacks, while using a death charge on the last set of flowers to afford us the final attack. Hopefully this doesn't take us too long. And as you can see by the in-game login timer, that wasn't too much of a hassle. Moving on to the next one. Defeat the Nightmare 1 time. A fun fact for those curious if the new point system would change a route for a faster Zuck helmet: yes it does, but in a very minuscule way. It would just remove the need to come all the way out to Slep just to do 1 Nightmare kill, so about 3 minutes. Unfortunately, I couldn't find people doing anything in the mass world, so I had to call a few friends down to help me out with this one. And there's 1 Nightmare kill. Done. Now for the last remaining hard task. Defeat Zulrah 25 times. Unlike the Nightmare, our stats for Zulrah are as high as they're going to be for the series, so it's worth us completing the 150 kills now. We're still scheduled to get 1 strength level prior to taking on the Nightmare, and it's one that grants us 1 very valuable max hit. But back to Zulrah. Let's talk about the setup we're using to effectively kill 150 as fast as possible. For myself, I'm using Lunars with Spellbook Swap to squeeze an extra Vengeance, and summon a Thrall right at the start of the encounter. We've got our Alt army outside to grant us everything transferable, a resupply Alt for potions, and we're leaving all the loot on the ground, as it saves about 1 to 2 seconds per kill by doing so. On our 3rd kill, we claim Snake Rebound, which requires the last instance of damage to be Vengeance. On the 5th kill, we complete Perfect Zulrah, which requires you to defeat Zulrah without taking any avoidable damage. The 14th kill, we pick up Zulrah Speedrunner, requiring a kill in 54 seconds or less. And then a faster kill on the 19th. And there's the 25th kill, which is the reason that brought us here in the first place. But we've got another 125 kills to go, so let's get to work. And that finishes off Zulrah completely. We've got every hard task outside of the God Wars dungeon completed, so let's grab a few ecumenical keys for the long road ahead of us. For acquiring keys, we're utilizing Blood Barrage to slay as many mobs as possible. And after a few minutes, I'd realized I'd killed quite a fair few and still had no keys. So I did what any sane person would do in this scenario. Tweeted Mod Ash saying my RNG was broken, shook my fist at the clouds, and within minutes, I had my 3 ecumenical keys. We'll be starting off with the garage door today at God Wars. Now if you saw at the beginning, each boss has a hard diary task to defeat 50 of them. So welcome in the flash mob and special attack transferring. This goes just as you'd imagine. Our future Grandmaster goes buck wild with Karasi specs, gets kill credit, logs out, rinse, and repeat. Both Org Freezer tasks can be done outside of instances, so I had one of my fellow gamers freeze it with a Zamorak Godsword, and damage takes care of the rest. General Showdown, where we kill off all the minions before the boss itself. We do a little bit of clogging, and that's the hard diary task completed. A theme that we'll be repeating for all of the bosses is boosting the KC as much as possible while leaving the instance kills available. So with quick math, we'll be getting our kill count here to 85, leaving 15 for the instance task later. And that's the final kill needed for Bandos. Let's move on to the next one. Coil's Tsutsaroth. Starting off here, you'll notice a lot of the bosses have very similar themes for their tasks. Saving the boss for last, alongside arbitrary kill count, and a kill streak in an instance. Zami requires 20 in an instance, and an extra kill with Demon Bane spells. So we leave here at 79. This may seem out of the blue, but we're taking a short break from God Wars Dungeon. If you've been paying close attention, my Ava's backpack makes me look like I'm from Wish.com, and now's the time to change that. Kree'arra is in the future, and I'd like every upgrade that I can get my hands on. Meet Vorkath. This is another boss I've put off because of his speed task requirement, but we've maximized our range level, so now is as good a time as any. To start things off, after a 14-minute ordeal where I didn't realize I was using a Blood Fury instead of a Salve Amulet, there's the barehanded Vorkath kill, and apparently this other task. Next on our list is 10 kills without leaving, and the Ancient Godsword coupled with the Lightbearer makes this relatively easy. You ever just forget to do your barbarian training? Right, that's out the way. Let's get back to the boss. While doing the 10 kills in one trip, I'll be trying to combo it with 5 perfect kills in a row. With melee, it's not exactly practical as it is with range, but it's worth a shot. For those unaware, the 5 back center tiles of Vorkath's lair cannot have acid dropped on them, so long as you weren't standing there when he used the attack. So let's see how this pans out. And of course, right at the end, on the last kill, I step on some acid. Guess we're getting this one with range. Well, that wasn't supposed to happen. How embarrassing. Right, that's the 10 kill trip done. Let's go get this 5 perfect kill trip done. As I mentioned before, if you command to walk onto one of these 5 tiles when Vorkath vomits up the acid, you won't get hit, and you can adjust accordingly after that. There's the 5 perfect kills in a row, the walk, where you need to impersonate Wooks, and the head a bit early, so let's go get an upgrade. Very underrated teleport right here. And there's the bucket of KFC. That looks a bit more aesthetically pleasing. Now until the end of the kill count requirement, we've got ourselves some gas stations. I'll be trying to score the Vorkath speedrun task passively by using the methods shown in the MolGoatKirby video. Link will be in the description. Unfortunately, this one was just one melee attack away from what we needed. Kill count tasks. I've grabbed the Zombie Destroyer task, which requires you to kill the spawn without using the Crumble Undead spell. And our personal best has not improved, so it's time to try some different methods for getting the speedrun time. Meet what we like to call the Tendies tech. This just uses the simplicity of hitting big with 2 Bandos Godsword special attacks and scything your way to victory. After a few kills with this, we matched our PB, and it was time for a method I don't enjoy at all. We are now down so bad that we are resetting the instance until our first auto attack is a natural born Ruby Bolt, so we can start the fight off with 220 damage right off the get-go. Exactly 54 seconds, right on the nose. Now just 1 kill remains, and for this one, we will not use any prayer at all. And that's Vorkath completed in its entirety. Let's get back to the God Wars dungeon. Commander Zilyana. Same themes, same kill count task, but the instance one requires 50, so we can stop short on this one. Kree'arra. Fun fact with this one. The Black Salamander task doesn't need to be solo. All your teammates just need to comply with the rules, and you get a free Grandmaster task. Airborne Showdown, Mechanical Felines, 50 kill count alongside the completion of the entire hard combat achievement diary. And some money for my boosting squad, very nice. And 70 kill count at Kree'arra. That's the preliminaries taken care of, now we move on to the main event. After gathering 2 more ecumenical keys from the Wilderness Dungeon, and claiming the hard diary rewards, we're heading right back to Kree'arra. With only 80 defense, I've opted into taking the Elysian Spirit Shield. This is purely an endurance round, so I'm gonna need all the help I can get. The task Collateral Damage requires you to defeat the bird without ever attacking it. Unfortunately, the spaghetti code does not work out in our favor. While using chins, you want to target Kree in between your attack timers, without ever actually attacking her. However, due to limited coding, doing this method normally will just fail it. So we have to just let Kree beat our face in for 1 kill just to get this nuisance done. My complaining and whinging aside, here's our overall tactics for taking on 30 kills. If we've got a decent amount of solid food, we can attack the range minion first, since we can afford to take a few hits from the melee minion. However, if we're low, we wait for Kree to fly down to the corner so we can take him out first. Kill 18 of the trip, we do a little bit of clogging. And kill 23 of the trip, we complete Swoop No More by just getting lucky. And thankfully, our trip was a complete success. With 3 out of our 5 starting brews remaining, that's Kree'arra completed. Off to the next god. Commander Zilyana, Round 2. This is the one with the notorious "don't use the bathroom" task. But there's this other strange task where we've got to kill her with melee. So Zilly's gonna take 2 keys from us here. After dancing around the room for a few minutes, that's melee only completed. Now the 50 kill trip begins. If you remember that task from Kree, where you have to obtain a kill while never attacking her directly, they make you do it again here. That's moving collateral. Now we say goodbye to our explosive friends, and buckle down for a long ride. $100 KC, and that finishes the task, but we've got one kill left to do in the instance. And that's Commander Zilyana completed, with more than half our supplies remaining. Coil Tsutsaroth, round 2. This one only requires 20 kills in an instance, and 1 kill with Demon Bane spells in an instance. So let's knock out the 20 kill trip first. Wow, apparently God War's Dungeon does give money, just when I don't have boosters. Freebie task on 81, where I can't let Krill melee me. Demon Whisperer on 83, which requires me to take no damage from the minions. And that'll be 20 kills in an instance done. Time to hop onto the other spellbook and do this wonky task. I don't quite understand its place in the diary. It's like Kree with the Black Salamander, kind of. But that's completion of Krill Tsutsaroth. Off to the garage door, round 2. Oddly enough, this one has, in my opinion, the most obnoxious task out of the 4 generals so far. Keep away. You can't take damage from Garage Door, or his 3 minions. And if you're familiar with this boss, the range attack is incredibly accurate, even through best-in-slot melee armors. So my approach to complete all tasks within 15 kill count was to use magic. It's a bit awkward to set up, especially if the minion respawn timers don't line up properly, or your freeze misses. Unfortunately, my setups were not working, and my supplies were starting to dwindle. So it was time to bite the bullet and accept that I'll have to make another trip for keep away. At 97 KC, we get defense matters knocked out, requiring you to beat bandos twice in a row without taking any minion damage. And that's 100 KC alongside the 15 kill trip. Let's set up some brute forces for keep away. My method is to accept the first kill of the room won't be successful, since the range and magic minions will see me at the same time. After the first kill, we set up the minions and pray that we can beat the garage door before he gets unfrozen. And, of course, in typical old-school RuneScape fashion, the one that completes the task is the one where I splash my Ice Barrage. Very old-school RuneScape. But that's Garage Door completed. And only one general remains. Nex. Holding 11 tasks, but I plan to complete 9 on the first kill. Nex Duo is reverse compatible with Nex Trio, and all the perfection tasks sync up with Perfect Nex. I've called along Portego to help out with this one, so we shouldn't have too many issues. After realizing our hits were very lackluster, we escape during the blood phase and go for a reset. away! Perfect necks, please. Oh, that's an item that we got. Did I get perfect? Okay, I got perfect necks. Alongside 9 out of the 11 next tasks, that's a 1 kill count Torva plate legs drop. A very nice 150 mil split for each of us. Unfortunately, Jagex, this does not make up for what you did to me during the Mimic grind. I will never forget. Now we're just left with 25 next KC, and something that Jagex thought was a great task to put into the game. I won't be brute forcing the cough task, since this is the free-for-all world after all. Someone is going to mess it up naturally. And sure enough, on the 4th kill, there it goes. Oh, gee, oh no, oh, did I do that? Did I just spread the cough? Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, I'm such a klutz. Oh, did I stand there? That's where you were standing. Oh, I'm so sorry. Now you're coughing. Oh, this is horrible. I can't believe I've done this. Very classic next Mass World chatting. And that's the cough task done. Never change free-for-all worlds. And that's all of God War's dungeon completed. We are now a Nex Master. With only 122 tasks remaining, and no meaningless grinds left, the Zuck helmet is within arm's reach. I hope to see you all next time for the finale. Thank you for watching. And now a word from today's sponsor, Twitch Prime. If you have an Amazon Prime account, you get 1 free subscription per month on Twitch TV. It's as easy as linking them up and pressing subscribe for free with Twitch Prime. And every time you do it, Jeff Bezos loses $2.50. So if you don't like rich people, consider coming to my place and letting me hold on to it. Thank you. Bye-bye.